Okay. Choose the letter that best completes the statement below, right? So somebody's messing with that ruler, right? You're damaging it. The aspects of the measurement that is affected is accuracy. I don't know if you remember that, right? So accuracy is affected by improper use or damaged measuring device. So that's the one that's because the markings, right? The precision will not be affected, right? Like the markings stay, and the uncertainty is based on precision, right? Tolerance, you don't really know what it is yet. We'll do it after today, but accuracy is the one you want to pick there. Number two, Rick is measuring the volume of a liquid. State the precision of cylinder A. This one is quite easily found by just kind of using mental math. And it's 50, right? You're going up by 50 at a time. So that gives you a mark, right? Don't worry about what you don't see, right? So sometimes a flask will start at 200 and you're like, wait a minute, you go from 0 to 200 and then you go up by 50. What's going on here? There has to be a pattern. So just focus on what you can see, not on what you can't, right? Don't worry about that part. The next one goes up by 100, right? So the precision of this one is 100 milliliters. That should be fairly easy to do. Justify which one is more precise, and you'd have to say cylinder A, right? Right? Since it has a smaller increment. I like to use the word increment or precision. It's okay to use precision. It has a smaller precision, which is the increment, right? That the device is going up by. So 1 mark for each. I think if you just put cylinder A, I'd give you half a mark, but I think I need the full, like some sort of explanation there. That justify, explain, that kind of stuff requires some kind of statement, all right? Marco needs to mix water with his eco-friendly herbicide concentrate for his garden. If too little water is added to the herbicide, it will kill the vegetables. However, too much will not be effective, right? A, state the uncertainty of the measurement if Marco uses container A, right? So in this case, the precision of this thing, right, it goes up by 2, right? It's 2 liters. So the uncertainty is plus or minus 1 liter. This is what I'm really after here. That's the 1 mark, okay? So what's this page out of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's 5 for this one. And B, Marco needs to add 12 liters of water to the herbicide using container B. Calculate the total uncertainty of the measurement if Marco uses the container 12 times. So this is key here. You're using this container 12 times. So let's do some math here, right? The precision of this container is 0.2 liters, correct? Which means that the uncertainty is plus or minus, if you divide that in half, is 0.1 liter. I would say if this shows up, you get a mark already. Okay? And then you would say, hey, you're using it 12 times. So if you're just focusing on the uncertainty, you go 12 times 0.1, right? And that'd be 1.2 liters. That is the combined uncertainty. That's what I'm really after. We don't know how much you're drawing, right? Yeah. Okay, so your uncertainty is 0.05. Okay, so you would get the mark for doing that. You would lose the mark here. How about this actually? Because I'm a nice guy today. Half a mark off. Because right, I'm seeing that you know how to get your uncertainty, right? I see that you're using that to figure out the total. So there's just something here that happened, right? So I take half off today. You're still developing that skill, right? So today it's fine. On a test, it'd probably be a -1 because it's the concept there. All right. The yard is being fenced in on all 3 sides. Look at that. They were nice enough to give us the uncertainties already, right? Like, what a great favor here. Calculate the maximum length of the fencing required given the measurements and the uncertainties. So I don't know if you caught this. Before you get the maximum, you need to figure out the combined length, right, with the combined uncertainty. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to go 28 plus or minus 0.7. We're assuming they're all in feet, right? These are exactly the same, these stretches here. The front is that. Okay, so this is 56 plus 55, that's 111, right? Plus or minus 77, that's 1.42, exactly 2 feet. There you go. I think I'm just gonna, to be safe, do this because, right, everything is to 1 decimal here, so I'm just gonna put a 0.0 there, kind of keep that in line. Even though I wouldn't take marks off here, that's fine. So if you have this, I would give you a mark. If you came up with the 111 plus 2, right, the combined, you get a mark. But the maximum length of this fence would be 111 plus 2, which is 113 feet. Right? Potentially, you would get that. When you build a fence, right, I don't know if you've ever done fence building, help somebody, you don't buy just enough wood to make that fence. You always buy a little bit more, right? It actually has also to do with uncertainty, right? And so there you go. So 1 mark for the 113. Let's say you got this wrong. You got, I don't know, 99 point plus 3 or something. You lose a mark here, but I would still give you a mark here if I see that you're adding the 2, your value plus the uncertainty, you get that mark here. Can't do this yet, but since I'm going to do it later, I will use this as a teachable moment, okay? Tolerance is what you tolerate in an industry, what you allow, right? Maybe I won't do it. No, I'll introduce it properly. I feel like it's going to backfire. That's it. So this back side is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the back side is worth 4. We didn't do 5. So 5 and 4 would be 9, right? Total of 9. And just make sure your name and last name is